Alright, Badlands rebuilds. I'm going to use this thing I've had sitting around forever. I've never used it. It's called the Ding King. Try pulling it down out of this 2007 Mustang. It's got like glue sticks, two little things, and some pullers. We're going to snap this on this car, glue it up on there, and see if it actually works. We'll try it. We'll see. I'll show you the dent here in a second. But this is the kit. Comes with a hot glue gun, a little spinny thing here, and that thing right there. That's all that's in there, and I'll show you the dent, and we'll keep going from here and show you. Alright, I don't know if you can see that, but there's the dent. It's a pretty good dent. I'm going to put one up in here. I'm going to put one down here, and we'll see if we can pull that out. I tried to open up the back seat and pulling from the back seat and beating on it, but there's another layer of car in there, so either I'm going to have to pull it out like this or drill holes and pull it out and then bondo it. So I'm going to try this Ding King or King Ding, and we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted and do another video once I get the little thing set on there, and we'll see. Maybe it'll work. Alright, we got these glued up on the both sides of this. We're going to let them sit and adhere for a while. And then we're going to put this here little buddy on there like this. We can adjust how we want it to come up and down. Make sure we got it the way we want it. And then you put pressure on that. And I'm sorry I wasn't videoing. We'll put that up on there like that. And we'll put pressure on it right there like that. That fits in that groove. Sorry, I'm not videoing very good. And that fits in that groove. Just like that. And we'll see if we can pull it out. I'll come back and I'll update you. It's kind of a gizmo, and then you crank it out and you put pressure on, and we'll try it. What the heck? Okay, rebuilds, we're going to try step number 2. What I did was I just drilled a couple holes in here. Like this. Put 2 holes where this dent is. You see that nice dent? Got a little dent puller here. I'm going to thread it onto this bad boy. I'm going to try to whack it out of there. Try to get this dent to come out a little bit so we don't have a gallon of putty in it. I'm not afraid of putty and stuff. I like putty, but this will be the faster way of doing it. I'm going to yank this out as good as I can. Try to straighten it so it's tight like that. Just like that. One pull out. That's a lot better already. Ooh, I don't drop that. Ooh, almost dropped that one in the side there. So we're gonna pull this one out. We got that dent popped back out a little bit. Not the best, but we'll have to tack weld this up, and then we'll grind it, and then we'll get it a lot better. This top one might be a little tougher. Guess I could have probably left that on there. I think that this one's a little bit longer, so I'm gonna put this one on there. See how I pop that out? Still out a little bit right here, but we can come in there and grind that. We could tap that in a little bit when we weld it, and we'll get it a lot closer. I hope you can see it. It's kind of, the sun's kind of bright out. And, no, I can't even thread this on. We'll get this threaded on. We'll put it in this hole here. The dent is kind of up this way, so I'm going to put it up like this to start out with. And we're going to pull back on that so I don't lose it. Whoa. This is a high-tech piece of equipment here. We'll just thread that on there for a few seconds here. No, what the heck? I don't think I got that thread on right. What the heck? There we go. That's a little bit better. Now I can see where I'm pulling when I pull this back. Right up there. Trying to get the metal to snug this thing down a little bit. Keeps moving on me. I want to go up and out, up there like that. Crack in the paint. Paint's kind of splitting there. Try this bottom a little bit more on there. I can just maneuver it with this. I can push that in there, bring that out. See how I'm doing that? I might give it a little whack down here, just to whack-a-mole, just to pull it all the way out. Okay, see that? That dent's completely about out. This one, it's got a little bit more crud, but I'm going to try to flex it in there a little bit. Problem is this keeps coming on loose on me, and it's making me a little bit angry. And it's hot out. Okay, we'll stuff this down in there. Get her down there a little bit. Now put a little pressure on that. Get that out. Okay, there you have it. I'm a lot happier with this because I can bondo this up. I can weld this. A lot less mud in there. It's flat. We're gonna clean that up, and I'll show you when I get done with it what it looks like after I bondo it. It's going to come right up here. I'll probably bondo right up here, this area, a little bit there. Weld this. I'll tap that in, weld it. It'll be a lot better than it was. Okay, this is what it looks like after I did the holes. I don't really see that body line there, but it's a little bit better there. It's out and that's down, and that's what I'm looking for. Because I'll come back and I can tack them 2 holes in, grind them a little bit, and then tack them in, and we'll just put a little mud, a lot less mud in that little area. It's going to be up here a little bit higher. That's what it's looking like. So the next step, I'll keep you informed. I like the body line. See how I'm looking down it? I don't know if you can see it with the sun. Let me go over here. You can see that body line right here sticking out. So that's a lot better. It gives us a guide. So that'll be good. All right, we got the first wave. This is like a fiberglass filler. They just filled it in. It's just still kind of tacky yet. We're gonna go on that, and then we're gonna rasp it, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna, looks way better already. Come back and fill that in with just regular bondo, sand her down, and try to get that body line. Try to get this body line as good as we can. You know, for what it is, it's gonna be all right. So I like where we're at there. Probably let this set for. It's already pretty hard. Probably a day or so, and then we'll come back and do some sanding on it. Okay, rebuilds. We're getting the sanding done on this. We filled that big hole in that was right there. It's got a little more work. The hood, I think we're just gonna get a different hood in this car. But the top, we're gonna have to take all the way down. Probably gonna take it all the way down, almost bare metal, and then we're probably gonna have to put some fill primer, some serious primer on it. We got this dent filled in. First wave of this dent. We'll come back and hit it with some bondo a little bit more, scuff it and clean it, and we got to do a lot of wet sanding, a lot of clear coat on this car. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, you can. Clear coat down in here is just not good. This whole door panel stinks. You can see it down the fender, right there, some spots. Go to this side. Same thing. On the antenna there's missing, and up on the door it's a dent there. Clear coat is not good. We'll keep you posted on this. Got a little sand on the back. I'm not done with the top yet. I kind of quit because it's kind of getting dark, but that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna take all that off and probably go over it a couple times with something else, and I'll probably shoot some fill primer or some You know, some of that fill primer's pretty good. It feels kind of bumpy. I think the hood top's been kind of beat up on this car. But for the most part, it runs out, drives out pretty good. So we're going to give her the Badlands special, and we'll see what she looks like. All right, we pulled the spoiler off. It looks like they used a little bit of caulk, a little bit of silly putty, a little bit all different kinds of things to get it all on there. So we're going to have to scrape this down, clean this all up. Yeah, that's interesting. It was on there pretty good. It looks like just regular caulk. So we'll clean this up and then we'll work on it some more. That spoiler is going to get painted a different color anyhow. So this is how it's working. We got this dent, filled this dent in a little bit better. And then we had some open spots on here we got filled in. This one had bare metal. We got fill primer down on them too. So we're gonna get her zipped in shape. Here we go. This is my specialty, bondo. I can bondo anything and make it look kind of close. So I'm gonna show you how I mix it. Just get the can like this. I put a little bit on here. Oh, about that much. It hardens pretty fast because it's kind of warm out. Put that much in there. Try not to get it on the car because this stuff does not like to come off. I'm going to wipe this off though. My screwdriver. I just wipe my screwdriver off. Set that on the ground. And then you always want to make sure that this is, always squish it around a little bit from sitting, make sure it's good. Basically just put a stripe across it. And you can do this a bunch of times. Usually you have to do a dent 3 or 4 or 5 times because it's kind of like doing drywall, sheetrock, and if you've ever done that, it's not fun. Somebody's got to do it. So we come down here, we just run a bead across it. That's probably too much, but that's good. We're going to harden it up fast. And you just take your little knife, and I see a lot of people do this. I used to just mix it together. They said don't. They said swipe it like this. It takes all the air pockets out of it. So basically just swipe it up and down until it all comes to blue consistency. Takes a little bit of mixing, but it goes on a lot smoother. Well, my thing might be a little dirty. I hope not. I didn't really pay attention. My little homemade plastic board. See how it's coming blue all the way? What you want to do is you want to get all that blue and get her all on there. This is a fun job because there's a lot of cussing involved in this because you slob all over everything. But the good part about this is you can just sand it all away. You can clean it up and it'll all come off. If you don't like what you did, start over. Okay, see how that looks pretty consistent and even? I like that. So now we're going to go over the car. We're just going to apply some coats on here. We've already got one coat on there. We got a pretty good dent right here. You can feel it. So we're just going to come back over it and layer it on. On this process, sometimes I like to layer it on a little too thick because that's just how I roll. But I layer it on thick and then I just cut it off with a few things here and try to get that seam working. So I'm gonna put all this on there. It's all gonna probably get sanded off. So see how I'm doing that? It looks like a mess, right? Because you know what? It is a mess. It's a messy job. That's why people don't like doing it. So now I'm going to come back and I'm just going to kind of lightly glide it. Try to smooth it out the best you can because the better you have it smooth, the less sanding you have to do. And anybody that's done sanding does not like it. So here's our groove. I'm going to come up slow with it. Make it match. Slow, make it match. Slow, make it match. So I got it filled in pretty good like that. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes you try to get it real good the first time, it just don't work. So what we'll do is we'll leave it like that. We'll let it set up a little bit. See how I got ridges in that? I got this fancy dancy little tool here that I bought. Where did it go? You see that rasp anywhere? I have a rasp. It's like a cheese grater rasp. Yeah. I had it in my hand a minute. Oh, here it is. Yep. This is a fun little tool. I found this at a garage sale for 50 cents. What it is, it's a bondo cheese grater. You just go on that and see all these big ridges? Once it's dry, you just go whoosh, 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 and you clean it right up, knock all the big parts off, sand it down again. Well, this is our second or third time, so we'll probably have to we'll do it again, see if we like it. We might shoot a little black paint on there to see how bumpy it is. We'll probably do it 2 more times before we like how this dent looks. Remember, in the earlier video I showed you how I pulled that dent. We put a hole here and a hole there, popped them out, tack weld them, grinded it. So this will be pretty good. This car's got this dent in it and just a lot of clear coat problems. So we'll stop there and we'll come back and we'll let you see how it looks when we're finished with it. Alright, this is kind of how I want it to look like. It's got some fill primer in it. You can kind of see the body line. There's a little bit of waves in it yet. But we'll fill primer it up. And looking down it doesn't look too bad. We'll try to get as smooth as we can. Yeah, it look alright. You can kind of see the body line. We'll get a little bit better if you look at that line. There is a line there, so we want to make it a little bit more definition there, and I'll call that good. Oh, here's our project, Badlands rebuild. We got our little Mustang pony, our little horse here. It's a BR, Badlands rebuild, because this roof is not good. We're gonna have to do a lot of bondo, and it's like somebody rolled the car 10 times. So we're gonna have to do some serious work on it. This is where we're at. We're kind of in a freeze frame mode because I don't know if you can see it. We've been messing around with different paints up on here. She's a little lumpy like mashed potatoes. Underdone mashed potatoes, you can see that. So we're gonna have to go to plan B, and we're probably gonna have to skim coat the whole stinking top, which I didn't want to have to do because that's a big process. But Badlands rebuild, we'll get her done one way or the other.